Hey, how you doing, everyone? I'm totally not gonna pickpocket any of you.
Will the witness state his name and occupation, please? Watch him steal the gavel. I'm waiting.
How's that gonna? That's gonna be interesting to see happen. The name's Cupid. The name's Filch. Renee's Filch, caretaker of the Cupid Manor. Oh, and this is for you, your lordship. A little something. Oh, he already took the shoes. Wait, that's the same. That's the same picture as Fulbright shoes. Is those Fulbright shoes still?
It might be Fulbright shoes.
That's a little something for you. I thought you might like.
He's literally just proving he's a thief. Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch. Ah, so shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Fitch stole them again.
They're all yours. Your ownership, sir.
What? But they seem awfully expensive.
Yep, too expensive for me, but I reckon they'd be perfect with someone like your ownership.
Oh, it's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate I can't accept such gifts.
Oh, Essex Smithsticks. Just take them if you want them. Fold them up real nice for you, too. Oh, so he took them a while ago.
To shoot Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Ted Mataro in the foyer after the murder.
Okay, he's gonna. All right, this I think the wristband's gonna come in here. The wristband's gonna come up here. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked. We're making sure no one fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise could get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. But I didn't see anything out of the ordinary, no sir. That yokai you keep jabbering on about was but a phantom of the little girl's dreams.
So you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Ken Mataro?
Yep, it's covered the whole time. That's the whole truth. Truth and nutter butter. Truth. I hate this guy's lines. And Ted Mataro, but you really had a hard time believing all the yokai mumbo jumbo, don't ya? I certainly don't. Yep, there it is.
My bracelet, it's...
Ooh, new animation. It's kind of holding down here a little bit.
My watch.
It's like...
It's a big bracelet. Something the matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So you think Mr. Tanuki, Filch, has been lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Now, if I could just zero in on a tell. Some sort of nervous habit. Holy shit!
Where did that come from?
Now, what in the... What's the hawk doing in here? Is he dropping a message? What the fuck do you have a hawk for?
What? Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka. Creative. What a creative name. Like
Japanese word for talk.
Yes, it's literally just a Japanese name for hawk. Like, what the crap? He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse. Made it his new home, in fact.
He doesn't live with you, you know, in jail. Has ever heard of a courthouse bird?
Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud. And that queer powder of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom Bertha. Oh, he knows about our power, huh?
This isn't some sort of trick or... Oh, we'd be able to squat like this.
What the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills.
No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom.
Well, I have an idea where the thumbnail for this episode's going.
Ah, somebody help!
He's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you. Safe when truly famished.
In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed. Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way. I'll be fine, I think. Oh, there's someone dressed as Tamatara there. Felt should have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now. Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Stupid bird. Okay, so because it's a bird, we can't actually use it. Interesting.
But I guess we could look for some sort of tell. That's fine. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. Do we have the...
Oh,
program
wait.
book?
Wait. No, he was watching TV.
Yeah.
He was definitely watching TV.
Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch.
Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fella like that.
Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see all the time of the crime. There was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you'd never miss.
Yeah! I didn't watch that one. No, sir. I wasn't doing my job like I was supposed to.
Guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Phillips, someone even circled the match. It was you, right?
Yipes!
Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster."
Ah!
So, do you admit to slacking off?
You can't trick me with your Rudy Po liar talk. I'm one of the professional types too. I can do double duty, watching TV and the floor at the same time.
The only thing Filch can claim to be a professional of is professional thief. Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe that the witness is slacking off. That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV in the foyer at the same time. But that's nothing but a bald-faced lie. Bald, you say, but I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you meant one was the witness, Mr. Justice. And in that case, let's see the evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV in the foyer simultaneously. Now prove it. Isn't there only one TV?
Oh, wait. His back
that's
would
the
be
only
to
TV
it.
there.
Because
He can't, yeah.
he would be sitting where that rectangle is next to the TV, and that would have his back to the stairs, so he wouldn't be able to watch it.
Yep. Please take a look at the direction a TV is facing in the diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it would be impossible to watch the foyer entrance at the TV at the same time.
I think they would have illustrated this much better if they put the TV like in the turn 45 degrees in the corner.
Yeah.
Because like it's still kind of possible to look out, but like
Not if he's facing that way.
that
have to be
it's a little bit more like it's like so he's facing straight towards the TV. He just has to turn his head a bit rather than like he's over here and he has to like full turn around.
It's still like
it's still
45
like
degrees.
Yeah, it's still not a way you'd look.
Why, yes, someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance. Exactly, and that means Mr. Filch. You were slacking off and were not watching the foyer, as you claim.
Yipes! The bag's out of the cat. Or, I mean, the other way around.
Order, order, order.
Oh, apparently I dropped some frames. Uh-oh.
But Mr. Justice, if Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case? Yes, it is. It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Temataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
What now?
Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still has the foyer entrance covered. Yeah, but that
What are you talking about?
he's like he would have been seen on a security camera, but there's a window. There's a window in the foyer. This.
I'm not a mind reader.
Auditory sense. His eyes may be slacking, but his ears were still at work. Right, Tanuki?
They were.
They were. Yeah. Yeah, they were.
Just love his out there. But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't?
My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer. You see it? The foyer's floors and stairway get all creaky sneaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon.
So you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by?
Yeah, my ears were working full time, so who's the liar now? Wouldn't they have heard her come down? Like, she had to come down eventually, he would have heard her.
He would have had to hear her because she had to call for the emergency help. A lying thief calling me a shyster. This has to be a new low point in my fledgling career.
Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackwell, sir. You really are something else, I mean, you don't miss a thing. And them bags under your eyes, they're darker than mine. Fair warning, Mr. Fritz. Taka is peculiarly fond of a tanuki. Should you lie to the court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu. Yikes!
Oh, Lord.
Please donate to me, Mr. Taka. Isn't that threatening to witness?
It is. The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. Apparently he doesn't care. And with that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly.
It's true. I was watching pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. Floor there's all creaky squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walk by. You see, there weren't no Temataro in the foyer. Superstition is a religion in feeble minds. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai demons and such. We must use common sense, for lacking that our entire world would be upside down.
Says the convict prosecutor is totally a sign of the end times.
And besides, if there were any yokai roaming about, I'd nab them and sell them to the zoo.
I wonder if what Jinxie was just seeing things. That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. Well, we can't prove she saw Temataro. The mayor is sure to be convicted. Then we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. The defense may cross-examine the witness. I think it's pressing. I feel like he'll slip up here.
It's probably the last one.
Please tell the court what did Jinxie see if it was not Tenmataro.
It's all going on about seeing this yokai or that. Just active imagination, I reckon. She won't even come near me because she thinks I'm some sort of tanuki monster.
Can't say I blame her. So, Mr. Filch, you chalk it up to a child's active imagination.
Yep, no Temataro or anyone else got it. No Idle Cubie mention on my watch.
Apollo, what could this mean? Do you think Jinxie was just seeing things? Well, if that's the case, the details she provided were pretty impressive. Especially the staff. But if we're continuing believing Jinxie's statement, we'll have to uncover Filch's lie. Right, or find out why he can't tell the truth. So you have a pretty good ears, Mr. Filch.
Good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear on a cricket floor. Plus, that Temataro makes it sound when it goes by. It's like a jingle jingle.
That just proved his statement.
We discussed this.
He doesn't...
There's no staff. Why did he just describe the staff?
Jingle jangle. How does he do that?
What's that staff of his? Earl.
That's what jingle jangles.
Earl. Back-to-back lines! You falling! You falling! That's what jingle jangles.
What are you talking about, Apollo? Beats me, I guess Tenmataro has a staff that makes noise. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too?
Yep.
She said she saw Tenmataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangly sound. I guess that's the source of the noise, then. Well, Mr. Justice? Mr. Filch says Tenmataro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital information?
Yep.
Extremely vital. I request that be added to the testimony.
Objection!
Tenmataro's staff would make a jangly sound, you say? Well, I'm going to say that your story doesn't add up. Is there something the defense would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Tenmataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Tenmataro would be holding the staff?
Huh?
You see, the Tenmataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands. And she described it sound like just like you did, as kind of a jangly sound.
Yeah? So he was holding a staff? What's your point?
Objection!
The point is that Tenmataro doesn't use the staff, not normally.
What are you talking about?
You see, this is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Phil? You're right, there's no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick.
Ah!
the question is, why does this witness think Temataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level.
Well now, this is getting interesting.
Alright, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court whether you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Temataro has a staff. He actually saw him.
You saw the same Tenmataro.
Mr. Filch actually saw Temataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way you could possibly know about the staff.
Busted again! Bloody heck! You little...
Yeah, so how'd that feel, Blackwell? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it?
He's like, how dare you do this to me? How dare!
Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Temataro that day, didn't you?
Oh.
Well?
I'm begging you, please don't make me say it.
But clearly you did see Temataro.
Their excuse is gonna be, oh, we're not supposed to say it, or Tenmataro will steal our soul. That nonsense.
Stop stalling and testify to that fact.
No can do. No way. No how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he can be.
He? Mr. Filch still won't admit to seeing Temataro, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is, why? Mr. Filch is scared to death. Is that why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it,
Let's not gaze upon Tenma, but in the event you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul.
Dixie wouldn't admit to seeing Temataro after hearing about the village superstitions. She said if she told anyone she had to see Temataro, he'd claim her soul. Wait, you think Filch believes that too?
So Mr. Big, I'm a city slicker lawyer. Have you heard about him? Your village superstitions?
Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about? The people in Nine Tails Vale believe some pretty strange things. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Temataro.
Darn straight. That's why. It's all right here. Do not gaze about Temataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it: your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village.
Ignoring the superstitions will conquer you. Wait, I had a thought. That last statement is the motive. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. If all the villagers strongly believe in that, and there's this big tourism boom coming on, all you need to do is free him, right? And then suddenly the entire market is gone. The entire town goes, and maybe this guy gets what he wants.
And that removes our guy's motive. Because, like, why would he open up? Well, why would he want to free it if it's going to bring ruin upon the land he wants to rule?
Yeah. It
See?
gets everybody out.
See, that's why us folks in the Nine-Tailed Vale, we can't talk about seeing Temataro.
That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing the Tematara costume. They knew that in that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tamataro impersonator as the true killer. What?
Objection!
Superstitions, you say? What kind of fool would actually believe in such rubbish? And would that using some silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? You need to come up with some more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common senses seem awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Objection!
Try living in a world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. There is no lack of superstitions in the clink, but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Nine Tails Vale. A life or death superstition might even make you a believer.
Rah!
I lost his feather. Order! Order, I say!
You're full of it, Tanuki. 2 times now. Your lies have cost me.
Send in the hawk.
Sorry. I promise not to do it again. Oh, he's got that smirk again. Taka, my fine feather friend. Have at him. Hey, he's gonna eat me alive. Head for the hills.
Runs.
Whee!
Wouldn't he get charged for that, like leaving the witness stand? But I guess if he was in danger and he believed it, he would be fine.
Nope. Still.
Bailiff, what are you waiting for? After him with your fastest men.
Blackpool would be in trouble for having his pet attack him. Like, get this bird out of there. Animal control. Hello.
That's certainly not something you see every day.
Nope.
Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as Yokai Tematara was at the scene. And now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Huh. Ooh, he broke his chain. Uh-oh. What? Huh? Ah! His shackles. Holy shit! Too young to die.
Why does he still have his sword? Justice, Dono. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade. You had best to say your prayers. That is a threat.
Eek.
Blackwell needs to be removed immediately. He cannot threaten the defense like that.
Yeah. Detective, do something.
Have no fear, for Brad is here. We're gonna get tough. Champion of Justice, get to go.
Objection!
Get going already before he kills us.
But I stand in awe inside of Blackwell, for it is his sense of justice that sets him free.
Objection, objection. I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice.
Silence!
Yeah, we already know who that is.
Silence. I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards.
Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to, you know...
I'm not in the mood of killing people that can't fight back. Oh, in that case, I guess I'll just come back up here. You're not going to threaten me anymore, right?
charge here.
So, Justice Dono's assertion is this. Tenma Taro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Right. And that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Cutie.
Silence.
Silence! Care to explain why Jixie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the Fox chamber?
He's behind the screen.
Either behind a screen or behind a door.
He's right. She said nothing about Tenma Taro being in the Fox chamber.
Let me enlighten you. That little scrap of her heard a dying scream right before she opened the door. You good, Earl?
The point is?
You
Yeah.
good? you're like, oh. Upon opening the door, she found freshly skewered murder victim, the alderman, and a homicidal maniac who had killed the mayor.
Oh, there must have been someone dressed up like Tenma.
Then, why does the little scamp claim not to have seen the yokai in the Fox chamber?
Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room. That is true. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenma Taro inside the Fox chamber?
Because he was behind the door. There's but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Temple whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime.
I can sense the Matrix coming on. Let's
The
go!
final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long has my blade thirsted for blood. At long last it shall be sated.
Wait, this is still a trial, right?
Show me what you're truly capable of, Justice Dono.
Very well, then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. The court will take a 10-minute recess in order to...
Silence!
Ah!
3 minutes.
I'm sorry, but... a 3-minute recess?
Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo.
The loo? You mean the bathroom? Sheesh, at least include enough time to wash our hands.
See that you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished.
Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. That's a threat again. I declare Prosecutor Blackwell the winner of this round of Simon Says. Doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it?
I don't. That time doesn't seem right for how long that the trial part would have actually been in their world. We went through like what 4 or 5 cross examinations, and the trial started at like 10. 40
Yeah.
minutes have passed. That doesn't seem right. Oh well.
He busted out of his shackles. Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You've really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you provided there was a Tenma Taro impersonator at the manor. What's with the guy in the whole samurai act anyways?
Such fine swordsmanship. There is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it is high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel.
Oh wait, let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence.
I suppose it could wait till later.
Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Athena, I'm gonna go wash up. Remember what Backlo said, Apollo? Don't be late.
At 10:43 a.m. exactly 3 minutes later.
That's so funny. Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jixie Tenma, a maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is. Okay, before we start this... Sorry, that's amazing. What I actually believe is that she went in, and then the door was rigged to break any one of the two things on each side, so it didn't matter what door she opened, the pot would have broke, and that would have been the misdirection.
But no, she'd have to open both doors. Like if we're going, like she could be behind the screen, out of sight. Like if she opened just one of the doors and she opened one he wasn't on,
Yeah,
it'd be pretty risky.
it didn't matter which door she opened; it was gonna break. Wow, that is one well-polished tray. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. What is it, my child?
Begone, Nurarihan, leader of one of the 100 demons.
Oh ho, you think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beats of the bar, the demon of due process, if you will.
My charm has no effect.
The demon of due process, not sure I could see that one.
Now, you little scamp. Yes. I trust you know why you're here. But bags. Bags? Oh, what trickery, Tanuki. Try the noodle stand and go enjoy a bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. What about salty Eldoon noodles? How about that instead?
Everyone's a comedian.
No, I mean your bags. The ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azukiari away. Azukiari, the yokai of washed Azukia beans. The only ones in washing will be your father's neck once I take his head off, clean off. Azukiari keeps people up at keeps people up at night with the noise he makes with washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore. Is that so? Well, thank you. I guess I can use some actual sleep for a change. You know, I have these massive bags under my eyes. I haven't slept in ages.
Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for. They're bad enough alone, but together those two are just plain creepy. Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene.
Did I see Temataro in the fox chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw, yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in the room.
She's human. So there's a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Lots of them. Lots of them.
Wait, more than one yokai. Did Tenma Taro happen to be among them?
I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming with yokai. Kasha, Nurikabe, Setsu Tashio. They were all there.
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them.
This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional scamp's testimony. You're the one that summoned her, dude. You summoned her to testify. We didn't do that. That was you.
It's all him. Matrix time. Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. Sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma discovering the crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed?
It makes no difference to me. This game's already pre-programmed to have me say this, and I can't really stop the defense from doing that stupid shenanigans all the time. I'm just stuck here with lack of sleep. Let them do as they please. Do as you will. I doubt we shall get any viable testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land.
I'll show you. Here we go, my favorite part. Let's now remember. Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion. Athena, what exactly are we looking at here? God, I love this music. Oh, this is one of the widget's functions. Right here, you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Whoa, you mean that little thing could do all of this?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I gotcha.
That makes sense. Pretty cool, huh?
And here I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now. See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? Taking over everything. She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is making her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. To be fair, yeah. So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions. Yes, that's right. Her fear is instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her mind. And there was like 3 yokai in the back. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. Can you imagine if that technology actually existed?
Yeah.
And the trauma in Jinx's case is fear. So she was and still is seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now, let's see. Apollo, can you point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire?
The yokai on the Wheel of Fire is the chandelier.
She She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by pressing the probe. Probe her. Next, point to what's causing Jinxie's out-of-control emotion. Finally, hit probe again to try to get her heart of the matter. Okay, let's give this a try.
Got it!
Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a wheel of fire? That's Akasha, yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased.
Earl. Not your line, mother trucker.
I was on a roll, I swear.
You were on a roll for the first 4 hours of the stream, and in the last hour, you've just been like, That's
To be fair,
Akasha.
it's during the mood matrix. It's during the mood matrix, and I'm so engrossed in it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of recently deceased. I bet it came to steal aldermans.
It's almost creepy how well it fits the actual situation. Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where their patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. Apollo, you can point out what she thought when the yokai on a wheel of fire. I think I know the answer now. Dixie, that wasn't Akasha you saw. Could you possibly have mistaken this for Akasha?
Take that!
This one right here is a flame design, and it's up there in the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a wheel of fire. The Akasha you saw was just a light fixture. Info update. That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now you got the hang of it, it should be essential to point out the rest. Something in there scares me. Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster?
That's Nurkabe, the wall monster that blocks your way and leads you astray.
That's no yokai, Jinxie. That's a folding screen. And it's Raccoon Dog and the Tanuki monster. It's just a statue of one. And look! These are just coffee cups. And this right here is nothing more than a fox statue.
Oh, your dish cracked, and it's back to normal.
Noise level back to 50. You did it, Apollo. Our extreme fear is under control now.
It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. They were playing yokai after all. You and your ice cream.
I'll put it down when Pokegirl Sinnoh drops the cheesecake. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo.
Oh God, what have we fallen to here?
Oh my god, this is great.
What is this nonsense? Alright, there were never really any yokai there.
What the hell?
So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of the original assertion. Wrong, wrong, wrong. We haven't gotten that deep yet, Black Hole. Keep your mouth shut.
Wait. Jinxie, what about Tenma Taro?
Yep. That's what we thought. There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tenmataro or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now.
You gotta be joking! Order of the court. I think we just dug our own grave.
Allow me to put you on in. At least, it's the least I could do.
No! Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. Oh, that's you, not me. I was worried. I'll look at the new information we have and run an update.
We ain't
Get
done
ready.
yet. Shock.
That seems fine. She's shocked. She saw something. This seems like an unnatural reaction. Really? Because I don't see it. I think
I guess
she's being shocked at seeing the scene. Keep going. I was so scared when I entered the room. So far, so good. My legs gave out and I fell on the floor. Okay. Okay. Could it be a lack there of emotion? Because she seems less scared when she fell out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wait. Why is the fear so low there?
Got it.
The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given up from fright. Could something have lessened your fear?
Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment.
You did? Where did it come from?
Let me think. Oh, it's Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me.
Now let's see. Oh, look! Oh, here we go, here we go. The noise is all gone. What do you mean her mom was there with her? What did she see related to her mom? Wasn't there something...
There's gotta be something mom related in a hallway or something.
No, she was in the room when she saw her mom. Was there something in the pot that she broke?
Could the fabric have been her mom's? The one that's under the chair?
The green one could have been. The talisman is off and it's ripped off right then and there. I think it's whatever was behind. She gave out and fell down.
She's probably going to explain it to us anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll just see what she says.
It's going to change the case anyways. Pixies seem to remember everything now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
A sudden burst of courage. Now, where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage?
Yeah,
Something
there was,
personal?
but, I would say I'd done something naughty when I thought about it later. Ooh. Naughty girl.
Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind.
Did she see the mask?
The mask was technically there. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage come to anything to do with this? It's the mask. It has the flower?
It was her mom's favorite flower. And didn't she get this to us? Who
She
gave
did.
this to us? Was it her?
She did. It was her.
Take that!
Jinxie, you didn't happen to see the Nine-Tails flower there at the scene, did you? Now, why would it be there?
Ah, the demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of Nine-Tails flower on it. I liked it so much, I kept it.
Dumbass!
Oh!
You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene? She probably didn't know. That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce that evidence this instant.
Sorry.
It does seem to be some sort of case. Dumb edison. Oh, look, something slid out.
It's a key. Is this the master key? Could this
That
be the
might be
missing
the
master
master
key,
key.
maybe?
It appears to be a key.
Might I have a look, your baldness? Ah. This is none other than the master key to QB Manor.
Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackwell?
It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder.
A master key that went missing? Why didn't I like the sound of that? That means it's created a locked room.
Adela Scampia stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence.
That's a little melodramatic, don't you think?
Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The stole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl.
Oh, I can see what they're saying. Their point is,
Until Jinx Tenba opened the Fox Chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. There was no one else in there, save the victim and the killer. I trust you figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than the mayor himself would be utterly inconceivable.
no.
Objection!
How could this happen? Nah. The defense assistant will refrain from growling for frustrations. Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Tenma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do.
This sucks. Thanks, Dono. Allow me to put you out of your misery.
Can I decline your offer?
Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept.
Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not gonna fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's getting confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, you alright? You fell right into his trap.
Now I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind cleared and your consciousness cleansed.
Objection!
I'll be back in 10.
Did you see the objection thing? It kind of had a weird movement to it.
It did. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo? Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to?
I object to her leaving. She must stay.
Huh, alright. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. So I was hoping something would come to me when I was trying to stop Athena. The court is waiting, Mr. Justice, though as it stands now. I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Well, actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine.
The vent. The vent's the
Oh,
way
yeah.
in.
You have something more your court to steal, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine.
So it's either
But
they came in through the vent or they were in there the whole time hiding behind like the folding screen or something. You know, the hiding in there the whole time's kind of weak because like the two of them would have noticed. So I think it would have to be the vent.
absolutely nothing, but that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room.
So killed them, waited alone, made that noise, which is probably the broken one behind the door. He comes and opens the door and runs away, leaving the door open so he can walk out.
And it's all over if I don't. Well, he didn't. He walked out as the bird, right?
Yep.
I still think he was hiding behind the screen. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside the box. And what's the doozy in that locked room is too. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that could counter the prosecution's argument? You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another.
Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Donor.
Or time to do or die, literally. The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room. You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So let's see, if the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, 9 feet up. It's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. And needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Let's say simple is best.
Mm-hmm.
We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes. And whatever's left might just lead us to how the Fox chamber was compromised. Just a front door.
Yep. It has to. The vent is up too high. Can't go there. That window doesn't open far enough. It has to be this door.
Take that!
The hallway door, yes. I suppose that would be the only way out.
You idiot, we've already disproven that. It was locked, remember? It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Temma came to the scene was locked within that room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and lock it without a key, hmm?
Should have seen this coming.
We're fine, Apollo. We're fine.
Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple, right. I could understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but...
Is it possible? Well, no. We're still going with the theory that he was in a room the entire time, but, like, in a way, it could be possible that, like, the killer took the key, went out, locked it, went into the vent, and used the vent to toss the key back in.
That's possible.
It is a plausibility, but I think it's more likely he was in there the whole time.
I actually do like your idea of him dropping the key in, because she fell to the ground and then saw it. So, and that's right above the vent. Well, Mr. Justice. Prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself quickly. I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber hallway was locked at the door because... Perp locked it from the outside. Perp locked it. Go in the vent.
Yeah.
Okay, we can take a break here. What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door, then locked the yacht.
Consider this. The master key was found tightly locked inside the tightly locked Fox Chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from the room is a blatant contradiction of fact. No.
Entering the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside. But if the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. Well, we could explain both.
Yeah, Fulbright's pretty interesting.
Like how the key could be used inside the room and be used to lock the door from outside. Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword.
Why does he still have the sword?
How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight?
Threw it in from outside.
I know how he did it.
What?
You remember that string of golden hair on the mask? That got cut off?
Wait. What?
Okay, so there are two windows, right? If you look at both diagrams. Connect them, send it with the mask, and then chop the mask part off or something akin to that. Right? Key rolls through the door. And then she sees the circle thing, right? So in other words, the door outside under the camera, the window there, it connected to the window, the same side outside the building where the cliff is.
That seems too complicated. That doesn't seem right.
That's how you get it back in, though.
Well, like,
I think you.
throwing it in from the outside, it does work with the vent still, though. And also, the vent is kind of close to the door, so if he dropped it in from the vent, that would put it near the door and where he would see it.
Hold on, you froze. I still, however, think that thing was that golden piece of hair was connected to the window somehow, and it just got lovely discarded into the waves. And somehow our bro knew where to look for it. What if someone threw it in the room from the outside? You know, something like go out of the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window. That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room.
And where would you throw it from? There's a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing the key in from there is an impossibility. There's one other place, though.
Oh, right. Heck. I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Somewhere other than the window. Could the key have been tossed in through somewhere other than the window? Okay, pick the duct.
Take that!
The air vent? Huh. Yes, the window may be out of question, but the air vent's not. Ah, that's right, the Fox Chamber's air duct. Leads out into the hallway. That's right, the real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber. Then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber.
Ah! That preposterous!
Ooh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly. Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused. Don't worry. I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand. First, the real killer disguised as Tenmataro murdered Alderman in the Fox Chamber. Then they fled the room into the hallway and the door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling here. All that was left to do after that was just go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer? Amazing, even I can follow that. The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tenmataro. And there was someone else other than the mayor and alderman in that room. The massive forehead seems much more attractive now. Order, 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 I say! Now that I proved a possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence!
Silence, Earl. Silence. A valiant effort, Justice Dono. But your final thrust missed the mark.
Huh?
Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and walk right out the front door?
That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from Yach.
Apollo, come on, you know better than that. But that is impossible. Without being spotted by the foyer security camera, that is. The electric eye would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there is no sign of Tenmataro anywhere in the security footage. I have already watched it many times. It never happened. Save for the foyer entrance. There's no other way to flee the manor, is there? Yes, there is.
Flee. He doesn't need to flee. He's a security guard.
True.
Hold it!
Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right.
Silence!
Silence! Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative powers to boot. It is a cliff side of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one.
Ooh, wait. So the killer didn't escape out of the foyer window?
What the heck, right? Ha! I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew into a sunset.
That would mean the killer really was a yokai. Only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer.
We do.
Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. What? You saying you proved the killer could fly?
Thank you, news article.
Oh, I thought it was the one with the cords of steel. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Your Honor. What evidence do you have the killer flew away?
Take that!
Take a look at this special edition paper. Tenmataro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice? The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in the photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window. Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting. Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer disguised as Tenmataro flew away, you know, by some way or another.
Silence!
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trickery photograph or some other form of artifact.
Okay, then how about Tenmataro figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air?
No, there's a rational common sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai, our Trixie Tanuki witness, never reached the entrance. He, or should I say, she, turned back before the camera's electric eye.
Is he swapping the blame?
Is he trying to swap it onto her, though? What?
She? I don't like where this is going.
Now the fact that we know the yokai had come from the fox chamber means that it's likely either Mayor Damien Timmer or his daughter, Jinxie Timmer. However, we know Mayor Timmer was already unconscious at the time.
Not good. Not good at all.
He is about to change blame. Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Donor? The falsified yokai remnants. And the appearance of Tenmataro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Dixie Tenma.
No.
That was a weak no, Earl.
It's the no it deserved. Order, order. The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever.
That little scamp was no doubt simply trying to protect her father. There's no wonder her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade.
Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out the window.
Did you truly believe this could end any other way?
Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai if we had one.
Bailiff, seize her. It is time I interrogate her as a samurai of your wood. Hold it.
Phoenix?
Hold it.
Oh, there he is. Mayor Tenma.
He's gonna take the blame here. He doesn't want her to get accused.
Yeah.
This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul? Denmataro's true identity is... Now, Mr. Mayor. It would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you'd been knocked out cold by the blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. What up, DK? The game's good. We got the paraglider, so we're ready to move on to the chaos wheel. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution will overlook her little yokai farce.
Confess. The defendant intends to confess. Wait. Apollo, Prosecutor Blackwell is up to his mind games again.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor Tenma, no. Don't fall for his twisted words. If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone.
The real killer is... Is you gonna name the other guy?
Mayor Tenma's gonna confess unless we do something. But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away.
Ka. Look upon me in despair, for ripe is the time of my return.
Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for.
Ka, foolish mortals. I am Tenmataro, the yokai you seek.
Mayor Tenma.
Excuse me. I am Tenmataro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King.
Demon King? Well, then I think it's time for me to take a vacation. The witness will, he will explain himself. Are you saying you're Tenmataro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time?
Indeed, it is I, Tenmataro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenmataro, you say? Ha! What nonsense.
Oh, Mayor Tenma is a yokai now.
Ka. His body is mine. His body is now mine.
So you're saying the Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And that the yokai that Jinxie Tenma and Phineas Filth saw, and the one that captured in the newspaper photo, those were all you?
The accursed power of these warding charms prevents me from revealing my true form.
Both sweating.
Your boldness can this not be interrupted as an admission of guilt? Interpreted.
Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented.
Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned.
The what?
You claim the yokai that your scamp saw was the third party, the true killer. But the one who escaped from the locked chamber was the accused all along. Then how was he still in there? Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be a real in a manner of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than the Mayor Tenma, and the yokai at the scene. That too was Mayor Tenma, or should I say, our dear Tenmataro. The pieces have all fallen into place.
How so, Prosecutor Blackwell?
It seems I must spell it out loud for you. Mayor Tenma killed Alderman in the Fox Chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed warding charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door, but fell unconscious from the blow of Alderman delivered to his head. That's when his daughter, Jinxie Tenma, stumbled at the scene. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenmataro, freed at last from the chamber's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The unafraid Tenmataro then fled from the Fox Chamber. That doesn't work. So you say that the Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenmataro.
Objection!
When we arrived on scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How is that possible? We're supposed to have flown out the foyer window.
Then what? Do you mean to say the maid of Kyubi Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenmataro? There's another person at the scene we haven't talked to. That is too easily explained. For a time I did, but presently tired, I made for the Forbidden Chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the Fox Chamber, and I knew no more. It would seem the pieces are still in place.
Is Blackwell up to his tricks again?
Maybe. Could be.
I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real live? Order. Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client in any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai.
The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, your baldness.
This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system?
Objection!
Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenmataro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved that a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature. Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence!
This is a dark age of law where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How would I sleep tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
Yeah, that's a baseless accusation, Black Quill.
Silence, then prove it by joining me. A night in a clink will assure you will not succumb to temptation.
How about I just promise not to succumb to anything?
We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is a yokai before us. It is beyond dispute.
There can be a false confession.
A guilty verdict is all but.
What's wrong with him?
What? Prosecutor Black, we've had enough
Okay.
of your hijinks. Financial justice is fair play. You are a serious violation of that.
What in the devil was that? Fulbright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner?
Seems you found that quite shocking. It's my special jolt justice device. Each time I press, each press is a shocking reminder to behave.
You shall pay for this.
Your Honor, you need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Blackwell will remain on his best behavior. What the heck?
Bit late with the reinsurances, aren't we, Detective? Well, in that case, this concludes today's deliberations. Prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further their investigation. This court is adjourned.